Celtic have been posed to complete a deal for a £16 million midfielder. We will discuss the ins and outs of this story, whilst of course covering all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Chris Sutton has once again leapt to the defence of Callum McGregor, insisting the Celtic captain remains on a different level to his teammates despite some fan criticism. McGregor has faced scrutiny in recent weeks as Celtic's performances have come under the spotlight, with some supporters accusing the midfielder of lacking urgency and playing too conservatively. The main complaint seems to be that he's always going backwards with the ball, killing any intensity, but Sutton believes the dip in form is due to those around him rather than any individual decline, writing in the Daily Record, "There are some Celtic fans who believe it's not just the ball that's been going backwards with Callum McGregor. They reckon the captain's performances are going back the way too. But I think the criticism of the midfielder is way off the mark. As far as I am concerned, McGregor is struggling a wee bit because of what's going on around him. He's simply on a different level to any other player in the current Celtic team. It's always the same when players get to a certain age. If you misplace a pass in your 20s, it's just a poor ball. Do it in your 30s and you are over the hill. I don't think McGregor will ever lose that ability in terms of his awareness and that first quick pass. It's just I think there are players in the team currently who are hiding, and that kills the flow." McGregor, 32, remains one of Celtic's most experienced and relied upon figures, having retired from international football to focus fully on club duties. He's expected to be pivotal as Celtic navigate a busy run of fixtures after the international break. The side starts with a trip to Dundee before Europa League action against Sturm Graz, and then a massive clash away to top-of-the-table Hearts. Now for the main story, as Charlie Mulgrew believes the door to Celtic Park still tugs at John McGinn. Speaking on TalkSport, the former Celtic defender claimed the Aston Villa midfielder retains a strong pull toward the club he grew up around years after the infamous near-miss under Brendan Rodgers' first spell. "Listen, John McGinn would have loved to have gone to Celtic. I know John personally, his whole family are Celtic fans, but it just didn't happen for whatever reason," Mulgrew said. "I think it's definitely going to be in his head to sign for Celtic. When you're brought up in Glasgow, the only teams that you see are Celtic and Rangers, and for you, that's the pinnacle of football. I'd picture myself growing up in the streets of Glasgow, picturing myself scoring against Rangers. That was my dream. That was the top of the world of football for me, because that was all I had seen. I know now that there are bigger games, but to then eventually score against Rangers and feel that, I know John McGinn will be desperate to do that. Whether that happens or not, I just don't know Celtic fans know the backstory. McGinn's switch from Hibs to Celtic felt inevitable until the deal drifted. As Peter Lawwell's board weighed a pre-contract route rather than meeting Hibs's price, Aston Villa moved decisively, paid the fee, and took the Scotland international to Birmingham. Now 30, McGinn is closing in on 300 appearances for Villa, has played Champions League football under Unai Emery, and earned over 70 caps for Scotland. He's become a leader and standard bearer, the level Celtic let slip away. Could a reunion ever happen? The football fit is obvious. McGinn brings drive, power, pressing, and end product from midfield. He's a culture setter, the kind who drags a team through tight domestic games and raises the bar on European nights. But the realities are harder. Villa value him highly, and Premier League wages make any return to Glasgow unlikely. His transfer value sits around £16 million, and even with only 2 years left on his deal, it would take major circumstances to change that. Still, supporters will take notice. Celtic missed a transformational midfielder once. If a crack ever opens, even a small one, the current hierarchy will be under pressure to move with the decisiveness that was missing last time. In other news, the long-awaited VAR audio from Celtic's dramatic penalty against Kilmarnock has finally been made public, shedding light on one of the most contentious moments of the Celts' early season. Deep into stoppage time at Rugby Park, with the score at 1-1, Celtic were handed a lifeline when referee John Beaton was called to review a potential handball by Kilmarnock defender Lewis Mayo. Kelechi Iheanacho converted from 12 yards to seal a precious victory for Brendan Rodgers' side, and the fallout has rumbled on ever since. Now, supporters can hear exactly what was said inside the VAR booth that night. VAR official Matthew McDermott can be heard analysing the incident with assistant VAR Ross Hardy. It does come off the Kilmarnock player, off the defender, but the hand is there from the body, outstretched from the body, and it's up at shoulder height. He then calls Beaton to the monitor and adds, "So, John, when you come, you will see that it comes off the Kilmarnock captain onto the arm, but the arm is up at shoulder height and away from the body." Moments later, Beaton overturns his initial call and awards the penalty to Celtic. The Scottish FA's key match incident panel later reviewed the moment and decided, by a 2-1 majority, that the on-field decision before VAR intervention should have stood, meaning no penalty should have been awarded. Their statement read, "Two panel members felt the VAR intervention was incorrect and a penalty kick should not have been awarded for a handball. One panel member felt VAR was correct to intervene. Celtic got the break on the day, but the broader takeaway is a familiar one in Scottish football. VAR continues to divide opinion. As Celtic prepare for their next clash at Paradise, fans will hope decisions like this do not define the season. One thing is certain, every word from the VAR booth will now face even greater scrutiny whenever Celtic benefit from a call." Lastly, Sondre Urjaseta has gone on record to explain why a Parkhead move never materialised and why FC Twente ticked every box for his development. The 21-year-old left Sarpsborg 0-8 for Twente late in the summer window, with reports in Norway and the Netherlands placing the fee between £5 and £6.5 million. Twente confirmed the capture in mid-August. Celtic's interest was real across 2 windows. Sky Sports and others reported talks and a 7-figure valuation back in January, but the deal hit the buffers as Sarpsborg held firm on their price, and the player weighed his options. Speaking now, Urjaseta has offered the clearest picture yet from his side. "It's true that Celtic got serious. We still couldn't reach an agreement. The fee Sarpsborg was asking for was a problem," he said, "but I also didn't think it was the right move for me. Celtic are a huge club with a great history, but I honestly don't think I'm cut out for Scottish football. When Twente contacted me, it was immediately clear to me and my agent that it was the right decision. It was a great opportunity for me and I didn't hesitate. Twente are a good club in a league full of technically gifted attacking players." That last point matches what Twente sporting director Jan Stroyer hinted at after the signing. He name-checked Celtic among the interested clubs and said the winger had always favoured a move to the Netherlands. From a Celtic point of view, Urjaseta's choice adds another chapter to what has been a turbulent recruitment year. The club have been chasing wingers across multiple windows, only to see several pursuits stall on price, timing, or player preference. His decision underlines a recurring theme of 2025. When the margins are fine and the pathway isn't crystal clear.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.